Today, we're going to talk about Real Housewives of London. We have a cast, and we have a cast photo, a good cast photo, okay? So we're going to celebrate that. We also are going to talk about the latest, movement in the Andy and Leah McSweeney debacle of it all. We're going to talk about that. Also, I was listening to Melissa Rivers' podcast, and she was talking about Kathy Hilton. We're going to talk about that, a funny comment that she made, and we'll see what you think. Also, switching out of Bravo for a little bit, and just like that, where are my Sex and the City girlies at? Does anybody watch the premiere last night? I forced my friend who's never watched a single episode of Sex and the City to watch with me, so needless to say, he didn't enjoy it, but I thought it was fantastic. And then we're going to talk about Phaedra. She's back. We talked about her return earlier this week, but now the data is here to show. How did people feel? We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings, okay? So, yeah, come on, get comfy, grab a drink. In the words of Heather Dubrow, everyone come sit down. This is going to be so much fun. So talk to me. I would love to hear about your Friday. What's going on? How was your week? Talk to me about the peak and pits of your week. Let's play like the Kardashians for a second, They always talk about their peaks and pits at like dinner every day and stuff, So talk to me. What was the highlight of your week? And what was the worst part of your week? I'll give you mine really quick. The highlight of my week, you know what? Vicky and I finally got to have Shannon on our podcast. So it's not out yet, but we finally got to, it'll be out next week. Just with like the scheduling and Shannon being on Love Hotel and OC and Bravo needing approvals on a lot of stuff. It was in Vicky's schedule. It was really difficult to get it in. So happy to have that going on. Mel NYC, TGIF eyebrows. I know that's right. Talk to me, Mel. How's your Friday going? Anything exciting happened to you this week? Let me tell you what, Mel is, when I tell you loyal, you know how Teresa Giudice always says that Melissa clearly never watched The Godfather because she doesn't know loyalty? Baby, Mel NYC knows The Godfather script beginning to end because she be at every single live. Loyalty. She knows loyalty. It's the irony that your name is Melissa, though, or Mel. Love it. So let's get into it. Up first, we finally have a cast for Real Housewives of London, everybody. And if you're like me and can't keep up between Ladies of London, the reboot, and the Real Housewives of London, come into Hi You, Hey You. I never know how to say. I think it's Hey You, like Hey You. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that they're in full swing, because let me tell you, the cast photo is giving. And I really need Bravo and NBC, and this isn't me talking crap. I just need there is so much value in promotional assets, because it really genuinely, like, look at the fan base. We love a reunion outfit. We love a cast photo. We love anything that we can get our hands on to get us excited in those weeks and months leading up to, whether it be an announcement, whether it be a premiere, and be it something like this, specifically Ladies of London, a new franchise, or new installment, I'm sorry. We got to go all out. Like, open up your purse, give me a video shoot. I want promos. I want commercials. I want designer outfits on everybody in the cast photo. I want a theme. None of that little just like gradient background and everybody just sitting there smiling. No, I want a whole production crew needs to be involved. Let's look back at, remember the Housewives of Dallas, their announcement? I mean, it was, I think they even played like a song with like Miranda Lambert or Carrie Underwood in it. Like, we opened up the purse, you know what I mean? And it was them with like the big like oil like rig of Texas to like, them like walking around and like flashing their diamonds. And it was, it was everything. I want that for every season of Housewives. And I'm on this tangent because that's how strong I felt that simply the cast photo was for Real Housewives of London. It got people talking. And another thing that got people talking is the fact that Juliet is obviously, well, there were rumors that Juliet was going to come back, but, she was obviously on Ladies of London, which again, adding to the confusion. So We have Ladies of London back in the day. And now there's a Real Housewives of London starring an original Ladies of London cast member. See, I'm already getting a headache. But the Ladies of London reboot, which will be airing on Bravo, won't have Juliet on it. And Ladies of London that does have, or excuse me, Real Housewives of London that will have Juliet on it, will that even air on Bravo? I can't keep it together, but I'm gonna try. I'm absolutely gonna try. Chris, I'm watching you while eating lunch. What are you eating, Mel? And why aren't you sharing? This is not a Real Housewives of Atlanta trip situation where Kenya had the crab cake and didn't share. If you got a crab cake, you got to share, you know? Let's see. Let's look over on TikTok. Who all is over here? Oh, we got a lot of people over here. Hey, y'all. What's up? How are you? Talk to me about Ladies of London. What are y'all thinking? Are you excited for the cast? What are your thoughts on Trisha? So freaking confusing. Isn't it confusing? Let's see. Wait, oh my God. Hi, I didn't know you went live. Yes, baby. 3 times a week. 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's like that. You see that trend on TikTok where it's like da 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 da. That's me. 3 times a week. Bum, 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 bum. So come hang out. You know what I'm saying? Come hang out. I really do want to hear what everybody thinks about the Ladies of London. And part of me is like, I have to be getting it wrong, right? Like the confusion in which I'm experiencing can't be shared amongst everyone. Like I fully accept that I read something wrong, right? Like, isn't that confusing? And I'm also like, why didn't Bravo do everything that they could to get Juliet on the Ladies of London reboot? Right? I mean, I guess maybe timing. I don't know. Maybe they were a bit. It seems like Real House. God, I can't even have a comment. We're going to have to switch topics because I can't even talk about it. I literally cannot even keep the conversation going because now I see why they're not. Maybe they won't put it on the same network. I can't even have complete a sentence talking about both shows. Eyebrows. If you heard my voice, you know what time it is. This is water, but I think I know what you're talking about. Cheers, boo. Absolutely. After a long, hard work week, I hope you already got the other one getting poured, okay, before this one's even out, period. So let's talk about the rest of the cast. Yes, Juliet's there. We have Amanda Cronin, Karen Loderick-Peace. Now, that is a housewive's name if I've ever heard it. Like, I remember one time I had a friend, this was like in high school, and she was crushing on this guy. And I don't even remember what the guy's name was, but my friend's name was Heather. And she was like imagining what her name would be if she married this guy. And she was like, it's a total bitch name, like a rich bitch name. And I was like, that has stuck with me all these years. And I feel like Karen Loderick-Peace is a total in a good way. In the word, like as a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Juliet Mayhew, Panthea Parker. Oh, is that like a designer? That sounds like a clothing line, like a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like high fashion. And Nessie Welschinger. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we've got 6 girls. I don't know if we'll have a friend situation or anything like that, you know. I imagine if we did have a friend, they would have probably already been announced. But what's interesting is that Deadline reports that this is the 30th installment of the Housewives franchise. London will mark the 30th installment of the Housewives franchise, with this being the 3rd one that is based in the UK. So 30 installments. All I know is that I hope Scott Dunlap, the creator of Real Housewives of Orange County, that saw some drunk gals playing tennis on a Tuesday at 11 a.m. in the Coto de Casa Country Club and decided to create a show about it. I hope the mailbox money is overflowing, baby. You know what I mean? Because iconic. Like who would have ever thought, you know? So It says they had an extremely popular casting process, but they were excited to confirm the group of dynamic women who will make up the Real Housewives of London. As we continue our strategy of super serve loyal Hey You fans, we look forward to amplifying the unrivaled reality content offering that attracts and retains our subscribers. So if you got Hey You, can I get that with like a VPN or something? How's that work? Is that what it's called, a VPN? Everybody talks about getting a VPN like it's easy and that I can just watch any program based at anywhere in the world. Have you ever Googled VPN? You get pop-ups like crazy. Like, no, I've never had a pleasant experience even researching what a VPN is. So I'm gonna skip that, and I'm gonna need Peacock to just upload it. We don't need these movies and stuff that nobody's ever heard of from the 80s. Just switch it out with Real Housewives of London. Thank you very much. So let's see. Trisha, that tells me one has to go. No, for real. Like my confusion. So maybe I'm not the only one. I'm not. That makes me feel better. I saw a video of Stanberry saying she'd recommend Amanda if Ladies of London was rebooted. That was when Dubai first aired. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Real Housewives of Melbourne was by far my favorite. Oh my God. Real Housewives of London. Dude. I mean, Real Housewives of Melbourne. So good. Real Housewives of Auckland was so good too. Real Housewives of Toronto. There was like a season of that I watched. I think Real Housewives of Vancouver. There was like one season of that. Like there was literally a lady and like her opening sequence was talking about how she made every single bit of her money from 2 divorces and all the hard work she had to put in to get that. And I was like, maybe I want to move to Vancouver. That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord. So I really do wish that, and I remember, God, because I remember watching them on like these bootleg websites that back in like college, and remember thinking, and at that time, all Housewives episodes were on Hulu. And so I just remember thinking like, God, why don't they just upload these to Hulu? Or why doesn't Bravo allow us to watch these? Like, there obviously has to be some sort of crazy licensing or something, but I'm like, how is there not a way for all the networks internationally, everyone involved to win and to make money? You know what I'm saying? Because name one loyal Housewives viewer that, wouldn't jump all over that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my goodness. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how they move forward, because I feel like Real Housewives of London, especially with Juliet being on it, is already such a big talking point and already being celebrated and kind of anticipated. So something has to happen. Like, I feel like Bravo's already like looped in a way. Does that make sense? So we'll see. Speaking of looped in, our guy Andy is looped in with, I'm just saying, I said from day one, when I remember episode 1 of Leah on Real Housewives of New York, I was like, this is it. Like, between, at the time, like, Vicky had been let go a little bit before, and then they were bringing in this new wave of all these young people that were just chaotic and, like, not the vibe of Housewives whatsoever. I was like, this is the beginning of the end. Not the end, but it was the beginning of a transition in which we clearly have seen. And poor Andy is now in it with Leah. And I just want to say, they always say, I don't want to say I told you so. I do want to say I told you so. Not to be rude, but just to say the signs were there. And the warning sign, y'all should have known. So basically, Page 6 is reporting that Andy unleashed a coordinated attack after forming an army of housewives to basically attack Leah after she accused him of all these things and the network of all these things. And I don't think Andy would ever have to do that. And I certainly don't think that, given the fact that he's in a lawsuit with a housewife who's claiming horrible things against him, that he would go and text and ask housewives to do other things, that are, like to attack someone. I don't see him viewing that as a logical step. But if he did, did I miss the call? Because, like, whenever you have to like sign up for like when you're 18 and a guy and you have to be like, yeah, I guess you can like recruit me or whatever. I was like, can I put the wrong address? Can I accidentally put the wrong social security number? Can I spell my name wrong? I ain't going to war ever. Unless it's this one and Andy Cohen calls me. You know that like sign where it's like, we choose you, we want you, like the army recruitment thing? There was a poster of Andy Cohen said, we want you, to prove that Leah is a liar and was a bad decision, I would be like, I've never worked for free until today. Like, I'm happy to do it. Oh, Lord. So, Leah gave me such good advice a few times in 2020. Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. But I'm serious. So you're not. It's conflicting. Back to London. People were saying it is conflicting. The multiple shows. Yes. Gina was so funny in Melbourne. Gina is absolutely iconic. Can we get Gina on an ultimate girls trip? The deck of cards that your life's coming tumbling down, crashing down, darling. Oh, so good. So good. Snapped up out of it. Anna Judge. We love it. I used to watch the Housewives recaps on AfterBuzz. I was such a fan back in the day. I remember AfterBuzz. They shot in Burbank, right down the street from where I was living at the time. I think I've been to their studios, actually. Gina was fabulous. She was a massive loss that never recovered. It's so true. And I forgot, she walked away, didn't she? What was it? I can't remember, but I remember being like, oh, well, there. And as Shania Twain once sang, there goes the neighborhood. It's over. Without Gina, it's over, Let's see. Chris, not the 1920s Uncle Sam poster. You know what? And I just made memes about Andy and this rumored army he put together, and I'm very upset with myself that I didn't think to make Andy the we choose you, we want you. I might have to do a round 2 and go back and repost that. Also, too, if you're looking for some things to listen to this weekend, I was listening to Melissa Rivers' podcast recently. It's this week's episode, and she was talking about Kathy Hilton and how she ran into Kathy. And I just want to say, I think Melissa Rivers got the best compliment ever that one could get from Kathy Hilton. And that was a question. And the question was, who is your skin person? Because, baby, Kathy Hilton could afford to take the skin off the face of the person that she chose, okay? And you're just going to have to deal with it if that's what she wants. It's Kathy Hilton. We're talking cha-ching. And also, Kathy looks, and Melissa said that Kathy looked absolutely incredible. She said she would put it to, at this point, she thinks that she may even look as the best of everyone on the cast. So if I were Melissa Rivers, I would have said, can you say that one more time? I'm going to video it, Anyway, I was listening and I was taking notes about things to talk to y'all about today. And I was like, I want everyone to go listen to that because it also gave me vibes like Melissa and Kathy. I'm like, that would kind of be a key. Like a rich girl key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear what they got to talk about. I might probably won't be able to relate, but I'd like to listen, Speaking of not being able to relate, I forced my bestie Brandon to watch And Just Like That with me last night. He came over to hang out and he was like, let's watch Righteous Gemstones. And then I was like, change of plans. Oh, I think my headphones just died. I was like, change of plans, girly. And Just Like That premiered. So get ready. He didn't even know a character name. He didn't know nothing. And he was not into it. I actually kind of feel bad for forcing him to watch it today. But I wanted to ask y'all, are y'all in Just Like That fans? Are you watching this season? Leah was off the last season and very odd. Yes, very odd. Mel, Kathy is a sweetheart in real life. I mean, I've always said that Kyle is like the kindest person ever. Even before I met Kyle, ever had any interaction with Kyle, when I first got to LA and was working in the industry and was a Housewives fan, I remember I worked on a show and someone told me Kyle is, of the Housewives that had been in, that Kyle was just absolutely delightful. So I can't watch without my Samantha. I get that, but it's obviously not the same. That doesn't mean it's not fun and enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I just wish that wouldn't stop people. But like, I have friends who are like diehard Sex and the City fans. Like every episode, 85 times, put it on anytime they're bored, and they won't watch it just like that. They can't really get into it. So, well, fine. I guess we won't talk about that over here anymore. I get the hint. Also, before we wrap up, we celebrated Phaedra's return this week, and I even discussed with y'all earlier how, like, never say never, because, you know, Phaedra was off the show for like 6 seasons. She did something really bad that was public. The audience was pretty much against her. And not only did people not think she would come back, we certainly never expected her to come back as Bravo's golden child. But saying all that to say, the golden child did not reflect golden ratings. And I get that it was, listen, I know that ratings are a thing of the past, live ratings are, because Peacock and, you know, people just, you don't have to be on it. You don't have to, I mean, people have lives. It's like, okay, I'll catch that in 2 hours versus live, you know, I don't know. But for Phaedra to have been so public about Atlanta being the Titanic, and then getting cast on Married to Medicine and talking about how she saved that show or revived the show, and, you know, things like that. And then just to see the word series low, we're not talking season low, series low, next to the return episode. And granted, look, Phaedra was in for 5 minutes, but it's just, I hate for her that I'm like, girl, you handed that on a silver platter for people to talk about, like talking crap about the ratings before, coming back, and then the series low. It's like, girl. So, you know, it's just a lesson for all of us. Before we get too excited to talk a little crap, just think about what people could that come back to get me? You know, a lesson for us all. I'm just saying. So, but again, another lesson for us all: never say never, because even when you mess up, there's always the chance to redeem yourself and come back to your rightful throne, which is exactly what Phaedra did. And yeah, I'm going to send y'all into your rightful weekends now. I hope that, like I said, I hope your week was a good one. We got a big week next week. Next Gen NYC premieres. Is Miami next week or the week after? I can't remember how the dates fall, but Summer by Bravo is kicking off, everybody. So thank you so much, as always, for coming to hang with me on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Boop, boop, boop. And yeah, I love y'all and hope your love tanks are overflowing this weekend, and the family van, whoever's got the aux cord, is in good control. They got good taste. All right. I hope y'all have a good one. I will see you right back here on Monday at the same time. And I'm house sitting for my parents and dog sitting for my parents all week. So I'm going to be live streaming from the sticks of North Carolina. Okay. So enjoy this nice little Wi-Fi while you can. Just kidding. Love y'all. Besos. Go whip it up this weekend and tell somebody you love them or that they should whip it up too. Bye, y'all.